So I'm in the middle of Bangkok. I'm near Praram 9, outside the Fortune Town Mall. Yeah, so right in the middle of the city, really busy here. I'm going to try and get a taxi from here to the Democracy Monument. So I'm going down there to get some food in a minute. And I want to demonstrate how to get a taxi in Thailand, how it works, some of the pitfalls of it, what can go wrong, etc. So the options you've got really for getting around, you've got your motorbike taxis, you've got your regular taxis, and then there are a few different apps like Grab, Bolt, things like that. Now I've just checked on Grab, and where I want to go costs 220 baht on Grab. Now a motorbike taxi will probably be the cheapest option. I'm guessing they'll charge 100 and something, but you do just negotiate. You can also get Tuk Tuks, but Tuk Tuks, obviously they know that tourists come here and like to get Tuk Tuks. It's something that's only really around here, so they'll tend to rip you off. Now the taxis themselves, so these ones you see next to me, the air-conditioned taxis, these should be the best option. Now they should use a meter, so when you go in they put the meter on and then you go, everyone gets a fair price. But a lot of them, when they see a white person, or if you're in a touristy area or like a big shopping mall like this, they'll try and rip you off. So you try and get in, you tell them where you're going, and they'll just come up with a price off the top of their head, and generally it's a lot higher than the price that the meter would give. So I'm just going to try. Unfortunately, it's quite easy to demonstrate that, so I'm going to try it in a minute and just ask for a taxi and see what they say. Hopefully they'll put it on the meter and I can just go, but I'm quite confident that around here they won't. They'll try and just give a big price, and then I'll end up saying no and finding a different one. So I'll find a taxi and see what they say. How much to go to Democracy Monument?
Huh?
Democracy Monument, I'll show you.
Yeah.
How much?
300 baht.
300?
Yeah.
Oh, I know it's a long way, but I can get Grab for 200, so.
Oh, 250
You don't want to, it's a long way.
You want to do 200? 250. 250. 250. Yeah.
Okay, 250.
Oh.
Okay, let's go. Okay. Let's go. Okay, he's got a good shirt on as well, we like him. So we're going to Tuk Tuk to Democracy Monument. Let's go. So I was quite surprised actually, that price isn't too bad. 250 from Praram 9, so that's Fortune Town Mall, to get to the Democracy Monument, or Anusuvali I think it's called in Thai, something along them lines. It's like anniversary with some words the wrong way around. So let's go, we'll go through Bangkok. And a tuk-tuk with a driver with a flowery shirt. Looks like we're going a little shortcut through some Backstreets. So I'll film it, take you with me, and see where we end up. Hopefully where we want to end up. So that was supposed to be a demonstration of getting a taxi, but it ended up being a tuk-tuk. What I would say is always a good idea is to have the Grab app or Bolt app and get the price up front, because then once you know what the price should be in a taxi, you've then got something to go on when you start negotiating, whether it's tuk-tuk, a motorbike taxi or whatever, you sort of know what's expected. Now I'm just walking through a random area. Is that a gap? What? That's crazy. Some birds. In a random back street in Bangkok. So am I. Look at the colour. It's like a bright blue colour. Can they talk? Put Thai Mai. They can not speak. Okay. They're very beautiful. I like them. Oh. Oh, they're eating the coconut. Hello. Nok Kon Yuk. Oh, okay, the name. Oh, okay. Thank you. Very nice. where am I? So, yes, I'm just walking through some random back streets near to Anisuveri. I've just walked down a canal path, turned off, and yeah, I just sort of just kept going. Yeah, so when you want to go anywhere, I'd always say get Grab or get Bolt or any of the other transport apps on your phone, and then you can use that as a guide so you know roughly what the price should be. Once you know that, you can then negotiate. So I just went from Praram 9 to Anisuveri, so it's a long way actually. I expected on Tuk Tuk, I thought they just wouldn't give a price. So I thought I'd just see what they said, just to kind of show that they wouldn't give a price. In the event, he did. And he tried saying 300, eventually they said 250, which, you know, it's nearly the same price as what Grab was offering. So I thought that's pretty good. So I just said, yeah, I went for it. And, you know, Tuk Tuk journeys, I'm not a massive fan, but every so often it's all right. They are a bit quicker as well because they'll take some Backstreets and things. So yeah, if you want to get Tuk Tuk, just go in with a price in mind and then try and negotiate to that. And quite often you'll get somewhere near it. If you just let them suggest the price, it could be anything. So yeah, bear that in mind. So we're in Bangkok, it's about 35 degrees. You know, you get the gas canisters that say do not expose to direct sunlight. Well, some here with a bit of light on them. Not sure how safe that is. I'm not sure how safe that is as well, especially when someone comes off one, but it's a pretty common sight over here. Gas canisters on the back of a motorbike in Bangkok. So I was planning on getting a taxi earlier and I ended up getting a Tuk Tuk. I want to just demonstrate how when you get a taxi they should be on the meter, but they're often not. So I'm trying to get back to where my hotel is, which is in I think it's called Ratcha Prarop. So I'm going to attempt to get a taxi now and see what they say when I ask them if they can take me there. Hey, can you go Ratcha Prarop? The Ratcha Prarop. Yeah, near to the airport railing. It's a Ratcha Prarop Soi Sipsong. You don't have a meter? No? Okay. Okay, well, that's a perfect example of what they're not supposed to do. I knew they would, obviously, because I'm near Karlshamn Road right now. But yeah, you try and ask where you want to go and they just give a price. To be fair, it probably wasn't that bad a price. I think he said 300. On Grab it said 100, I think 170. Well, I suppose in that sense it's nearly double what it should be. But yeah, if it's on a meter, it'll always end up being roughly similar to what Grab says. So if you look on Grab first, give yourself an idea, and then ask for the taxi. If you want to say, like, can you put it on the meter in Thai, just say meter dai mai. Just means, can you put it on the meter? Around here, I might struggle to get one that actually will put on the meter, so I might have to end up getting the BTS or MRT or something, but we'll see. I just refuse to use it when they just don't use the meter. You know, I mean, it's not good for anyone. I'll see what I can do. So I've asked a couple of taxis, but I'm near Karlshamn Road right now, so you've got no chance, because they know that most people probably don't know how it works and they'll just assume it's reasonably cheap anyway compared to where they're from. So I'm trying to book a Grab. So on Grab, you just download the app. You can add your payment details to take it off your card if you want, or you can opt to pay cash when it gets there. So let me see. Right, so I've just booked a Grab. The Grab's on its way. It takes 2 minutes. You just put in where you're going, put in where you're coming from, and then it comes up. So it says the driver says 10 minutes. I mean, it's not ideal, but it's not too bad, is it really? So I'm going to wait for the Grab, and in a minute he can see on GPS where I am, I can see where he is, and then you end up just meeting each other, just the same as Uber. If you're from a country which uses Uber, I think Uber actually in part owns Grab. I mean, it's virtually the same thing, and it's also the same as Bolt if that's what you have where you're from. So when you see a regular taxi, you can just flag them down like anywhere else. The ones that are available have a lit up sort of icon in the corner of the front windscreen, which obviously in Thai will say for hire. If it's not lit up, then they probably won't pull over unless they've just not got it turned on. Once you get in, they should just automatically go on the meter, but as I've just demonstrated, they don't always. So yeah, if you just look for the one with the lit up thing in the windscreen, generally speaking, if you're not in as touristy an area, you'd have no problem. But it's just when you're in the tourist areas, the really busy areas, then yeah, you might have to just make sure they're on the meter. Now I've got the Grab on the way. It says it's going to be here in a couple of minutes. Yeah, so I'm just going to wait here for him. So the Grab arrived. I just had to wait about 5 minutes. So less than it said 10 minutes at first, and it turned up. And it's actually a regular taxi, like a metered taxi as well. So they're all on Grab. I don't know if it's probably about the same as the normal fare. So I mean, it's good for them because obviously they can just pick up fares all over the place, and it's good for us because then you get the fair fare. Yep. So I'm in the taxi and on the way to my hotel. So I just got back to the area near my hotel using the Grab. It took ages with the traffic, and you can see behind me why. But that's the problem if you're going to use taxis, tuk-tuks, or anything, anything on the road. Which is why usually I would say the BTS or the MRT, but I thought it's worth showing you. So taxis like Grab, Bolt, using any of the apps, they're really good value. You might have to wait a couple of minutes, but they're definitely worth it, so great value. If you can get a regular taxi to actually use the meter, again, they're great value as well, there's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, sometimes they'll try and do you. As well as those two options, though, you've also got, you can see behind me, buses. The buses, a little bit complicated trying to figure out the route, but if you go to a bus stop, they do often say on them in English where they're going. And most people in Bangkok, if you just tell them where you want to go, if they're at a bus stop, they'll know, because that's the way that most or a lot of locals use. And obviously if it's someone standing at a bus stop, chances are they'll know what they're doing. Yeah, so you can use all of them. Motorbike taxis as well, they're probably the cheapest way to get around, but they're not for everyone. Yeah, so I hope that was useful. I think I've gone through everything. Could say canal boats, but I've definitely not got time to do that today. 1 minute, and obviously you're limited to where you go. Yes, I think I've gone through everything. I hope it was useful for you just seeing that. I know I've not gone through too much on the video, but it's a little quick video for you. Yeah, so if it was useful, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and I'll be doing more in future. I'll be back in Bangkok in 2 months, so I'll be doing more videos pretty soon. So yeah, thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.